Hey hustlers, Candace here with Pretty Rich Hustle, today with a new episode coming to you guys. Today I have a super special guest by the name of Miss Bree with Playground, but I'm not going to talk too much. Y'all know when we do the intro that I'll allow them to edify you guys and let you guys know exactly what they have going on and what they do. So today I'm introducing Miss Bree with Playground, and so tell the people who Miss Bree is and a little bit about what Miss Bree does.
So I'm Bree. I own a children's hair salon and spa, Playground. We specialize in braids and silk press. Basically just creating a platform where girls could come in and talk and feel comfortable and express, kind of bringing back the old school hair salon vibes back.
Okay. Is there a certain type of age group that you work with, or?
So preferably we start at age 4 and we go up into teenage. Okay. Now when they start wanting lace fronts and closures and wig installs, that's where we stop. But we will do like a sleek ponytail or a little sew-in here and there. Okay. But predominantly, we work with ages 4 to like 15.
Okay. And so what area are you located? Like what market do you service?
So the salon is located Southwest Houston. It's located near Galleria area. But most of the clientele comes from South Houston. Most of the clientele come from Pearland, Pomona, Roche-Sharon, Missouri City, Sugarland. So that's predominantly my clientele.
Okay. So how did you get started in the braid business? Like what made you go into hair braiding?
Okay. So originally I started doing hair really young when I was like a child. I think I learned how to do hair at like 8 years old. My mom did hair, aunts. And then I also had an aunt that was pretty much handicapped from the neck down. Oh, wow. And she could not use her hands. She didn't have the ability to do her hair. Okay. So she often would go to the braid studios like Brown Sugar Braid Salon, stuff like that. Right. She would get her hair done, but then when it was time to get the next hairstyle, she would need someone to take her hair down. Gotcha. So she would ask me as her niece, can you help me take my hair down? So I would start taking her hair down. And typically when you learn how to take something apart, you learn how to put it back together. Right. So then I started learning, you know what, I could braid your hair. And then her sister, which is my godmother, she started to allow me to braid. And my actual mom, who knew how to braid already, started giving me more pointers and tips on how to do it. Okay. So, and then since I'm the oldest of 5. Okay. My mom's single parent. Okay. Well, now is married, but before was single, and I was the oldest, and I have 2 sisters. So I would get a lot of practice in on my siblings, and even my brother had braids. And as I got older, instead of getting a job like throughout high school, I would just do hair.
A little side hustle.
Yeah, a little side hustle. They got my little Jordans. Okay. Little accessories. So that's pretty much what I did. Okay. And then going into college, instead of, like I said, you don't have to get a job. Or even if you do get a little part-time job, it only makes so much. Right. But at least a little side hustle. Bring a little bit more in. Right.
So I love that story because it's kind of similar to how I got started. As you know, everyone knows that I own Braids by Candace, and when you were saying that you would help your aunt, I also had an aunt that used to braid hair, and I would actually watch her. And when you were describing how you got into it and how you would help your aunt, so basically it's like we were kind of self-taught. Right. There were no, and still like very rare like spaces where you can go into and learn hair braiding. I remember when I got my certification from Franklin when we needed a license. I'm in there with the cosmetology students, but I ended up being an instructor per se. And so I like that story because my mom also would get up, and sometime in the morning, I had a sister, she would already be gone. So we would have to do each other's hair. So that's kind of how we learned how to do hair too. Yeah. But when I would see my aunt braiding, I was just infatuated with it. So I definitely wanted to learn. and like you said, just over the years you practice, because it is a craft that you have to master.
It is.
You can teach somebody how to braid, but you do have to master the craft. So that was another reason why I was excited to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Because we're in the same industry, and you're actually the first guest that I've had on here that I didn't know personally.
Okay.
But I loved your spirit. Like when we met, we met doing some business, and you was telling me your story, and I was like, yeah, we got to get her on the show.
Thank
you. And
you.
so about how long have you been in the industry?
So I have been a licensed cosmetologist for 10 years.
Okay.
I received my cosmetology license at the end of 2015.
Okay.
Like I said, I've been doing hair for a long time. We looking at about 20 years of doing hair, but just licensed for 10.
Okay.
I went into 2 hair salons. I worked in the salons. Of course, you start at home, doing a little hair at the house.
Right.
Then I went into the salons once I had received my license. Then the pandemic happened.
Okay.
When the pandemic happened, I decided to take my craft home.
Okay.
When I went home, it was because most of the salons were being closed, 6 feet apart, not really able to service, and everybody's not trusting, let me go into the salon. They're kind of frightened with, it's COVID going around. So I decided to go home. When I went home, I tried to find my lane. When you around so many different people in a salon, it's like everybody doing the same thing.
Right.
When you get out and you go by yourself, it's like, let me figure out what am I supposed to be doing? What's my part? Right. So I tried selling bundles, tried selling bonnets or oils, and I'm like, those things are cool, but I think I'd rather sell an experience.
Come on now.
Let me step in the lane that nobody else is in.
Right.
In Houston and surrounding areas, Galveston, Lamarck, it's highly saturated with a lot of hairstylists.
Right.
And most hairstylists do not do kids' hair.
Facts.
So what I chose was, let me pull them. Let me take the children.
Right.
Because that's where they don't want. And also, I did go to school. I went to Texas Southern University for education and child psychology. Now, even though I did not complete college, I knew that I wanted to service with children. Right. I knew that was my lane. So I always told myself, if I could take what I like to do with my passion and merge them together, that would be what would be best for me. Right. So I chose to create a children's salon.
Wow.
Nobody else has one.
Thanks.
I looked around in Houston. You might have some stylists that do kids' hair, but there is no salon that is predominantly for children.
That caters specifically.
Caters to children. When you come in my shop, it's rainbows, it's clouds. We have snacks for the kids, toys, magnet tiles.
Wow.
Like, we literally cater to them.
Okay.
So
like you said, it's an experience.
It's an experience.
It's the Pamper Playground.
Yes.
I absolutely love it.
Yes.
And you're right. It is a market that is very untapped. But, we have like the African braid shops. And then, no pun intended, but you have some people that prefer American braiders. And that was something, one of my visions with one of my salons that I had built out. It was like, the braiders, they don't have their own space. So in a sense, it was like, we need our own space. So, I had a salon built out a space with suites for braiders, locticians. Like, that was what we specialize in. And so, just trying to create a market and a lane for that. And again, that's why I wanted you on the show, because I'm kind of on the downside of, 20 plus years of doing this. And you're like on the upside, because I think you're actually about to expand. You have some expansions going on.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to be adding to what you have going on.
Yes.
And I think it's super exciting.
Yes.
And so let me ask you this. You cater to kids. Do you have children yourself?
I do. I have 2 children that I had biologically. And then I have 4 bonus children. I recently got married.
Okay.
And my husband came with 4.
Okay.
And I love them all like they're my own. So now, yes, I have children. I have 6 of them in total. Aging from 16 to 9 years old.
Wow.
Mostly boys. 5 boys, 1 girl.
That's a blessing.
I like that term, bonus children.
Yes.
yes.
I heard you over there when she said
I hate
that,
when
like...
people say step kids. Like, I don't like that term because it's like you get stepped on or pushed out the way. I don't like that. In my mind, like I say, I'm the oldest of 5, and it's different parenting.
Right.
But all of us don't have the same moms and dads.
Right.
But we all loved and was all raised to be siblings.
Right.
It didn't matter if we was a half brother or a step brother or a half sister. I never understood that term growing up. I didn't understand what that was till I became an adult.
Right.
In my eyes, if that's my sister, that's my sister.
That's it.
If that's my cousin, that's my cousin. I don't care how it goes down the family.
How it came to be. It just is what it is.
It is what it is. That could be my mama best friend, and her kids is my siblings now.
Exactly.
Just how I go.
Right. So, have there been any challenges for you? I know you say with the 6 kids, and most of them are boys. So, with that, trying to run a business, being a wife, I know it's work. What are some challenges that you have faced? Maybe just like trying to live out your dream.
So some challenges that have become, I'm not going to say an issue, but, kind of teeter-totter. You got to find balance.
Right.
Finding balance has been one of the challenges over the past couple years. Just within myself, I want to work and have a great career.
Yes.
I'm a wife, so now I want to make sure my home is together. I want to make sure my husband is together. And I want to know I'm stepping in and doing what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
But then I also got myself.
Right.
I want to wake up. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Go to the gym, work out. If I'm not working out, then I hit the track. I'm jogging or walking. Then I come home. My plan is to cook breakfast because I want them to go to school with a balanced meal.
Right.
Then go to school, then come home, get me together so I could enter the shop and have a good face. Because when you walk in the building, you want to be bright and happy.
Right.
That can be a little bit of a challenge.
Gotcha.
That could be, a little challenging. Then with a blended family, blending 2 families together can be a challenge. You have parents that are not inside of the home, as in, like I said, my husband has kids, so they have a mom. Right. So it takes communications on that end, and then my kids have a father, so then it takes communications on that end as well. And then you want to make sure the kids are happy with the transition, with everything that's going on. Just making sure everybody is okay with how things are moving. And even if they are not okay, let's backpedal and figure out where could we fix this.
Right. So, I like that. I like that. And definitely takes effort. And communication is huge. It does. Especially when you're co-parenting and, like you say, bringing a blended family together. So kudos to you, girl.
Thank you.
Doing your thing. That's why I say yes. Little mommy, up and coming, like a big boss, Girl. And so, and so tell us some of the things that you've accomplished that you are proud of, or some things that you can look back on and say, you know what, I did that. Or are you still in that process of completing some dreams or fulfilling some goals that you have?
So most of the goals or accomplishments that I made are probably within my self-fulfillment.
Okay.
Like I mentioned, I have children, and I had my first one very young.
Okay.
I had my first one my senior year in high school, so I was 17 years old. So to be able to walk away and say I've raised a child, I haven't went to jail.
Okay.
I ain't get strung out on drugs. That's an accomplishment to me because I hear so many stories of how people have let life get to them and affect them in ways where it stunts their growth.
Right.
It's hard to try to keep going when you done been through a lot.
Right.
Like I mentioned, I'm the oldest of 5. Mm-hmm. My mom had me pretty young. Mm-hmm. So growing up, my understanding was independence.
Right.
What I was raised to know is You want something, you go hard and you try it.
Right.
You take a risk and you don't give up and you continue. If this is something you want, you keep striving to receive it.
There you go.
That can be hard.
Yeah.
That can be really hard.
Yeah.
A lot of times you might sit back and be like, is this even for me?
Right.
Why should I keep trying for something that is not coming so easily? Mm-hmm. You would think, if this is for me, like, why? And I believe in God.
Right. Right. Me too. He's my everything.
Sometimes you have to sit back and just say, let me pray about it.
Yeah. And let God do what he do.
And let God do it. Stop asking so many questions. Stop wondering why. This may be just part of your path. This might just be that little crack you got to step over. Mm-hmm, this might just be that part that you need to remember for your next phase, so you know not to go back through that phase again. Right. So for me, those are accomplishments. Like,
I love it.
Just staying up afloat.
Right.
Certain things can be really challenging, like I mentioned, blending a family or even trying to have a career. I'm 34 years old.
Okay.
So, like I mentioned, I've been doing this for 10 years, a licensed stylist. Right. So that was at 24. At that age of 24, when I decided to be a stylist, I just had a baby and quit my job.
Wow.
So my youngest daughter will be 10 in December. Mm-hmm. When I realized I was pregnant, and I realized I was having her, in my mind, I was like, well, I already have one child that I don't feel like I was able to really mother.
Right.
Having a child so young, a lot of times you have a grandmother or aunt, you have your godparents, other people step in.
That try
to help because you're so young.
Right.
So with that dynamic, it had me in the mindset of, I need to be a better parent. Well, how am I going to be a better parent if the system is designed to have you work in a low-income job here and there if you don't have a degree?
Right.
If you don't have certain requirements or certificates. How am I supposed to raise my children and be the best that I can be if I don't have those things?
Right.
So a part of me said, when you have a baby, you know what? I can't go back to that job because here I am working 2 jobs or working this job and doing hair on the side.
Right.
I said, if I got to do hair on the side, I might as well just do hair full time.
There you go.
Because that little job, if I give this, if I'm only giving 50% here and 50% here, then I'm never going to be able to give 100% here.
Go. Can't work 2 full-time jobs.
Can't do that and parent.
There you go.
Decided to quit. So at the age of 24, saying, I'm going to step out on faith. I'm going to take a risk.
Right.
I'm going to put myself in school. My baby was 2 months old.
Yeah.
Go to school, receive my license. The very next day after I received my license, after I passed the test, I go straight into a salon.
Come on now.
That's an achievement for me.
Gotcha.
Because I had to listen.
Yes.
I had to listen to the word and understand that he had something else better for me. Like, yes, this might be hard. Yes, you're doing it with a newborn baby.
Yes.
An infant. And then I also had an 8-year-old on the side. So, yes, this is a challenge.
Yeah.
This is a really big challenge.
Yeah.
But I had to understand there's something better for me.
Right.
So, that's a challenge. That's a risk.
I love it. I love the story again because your story when you was mentioning a little bit to me, you know, when we met, reminded me so much of my journey as well because, you know, I had my daughter at 15. I had my son at 17. And what I like about what you said is, I talked about on a different segment before about gifts and talents and how your gift will make room for you. You were able to recognize your talent. You were able to recognize your gift. And I also was in college and school at the age of 25 and I was working on campus doing hair on the side. I had been braiding hair since I was 17.
Right.
And so when I went to school for business and real estate, I was braiding on the side. And so I was working on campus too, like hustling, you know what I mean? Like getting it. And because I had these babies. And so when I graduated, and I think it was 2008 or 9, I did get a degree in business and I did get my license in real estate. I was like, okay, Lord, this is my last day at work, you know, here on campus. What am I going to do from here? And so kind of similar to your story, I went full time. I was working part time at a braid salon in Houston. My girlfriend had a braid shop, and I ended up going full time. But something that I experienced while working on campus, you know, how you were saying about the boss, and, you know, I can't work here. Why do this when I could do hair full time? It was for me going to the same place, same time, same people, every day,
Right.
in a cubicle. I just couldn't see that life. And it was like, even though I was a student worker, at that time when I was going to school, Access, PowerPoint, all of that had just came out. And so I was doing work as a student that the employees were actually getting paid for. And so even then I've always been a dreamer. And I was like, you know what? I can't have an individual, you know, they call them glass ceilings to step on my dreams. I just didn't want to be in a place where I couldn't dream and I couldn't grow, and I just couldn't see me. They offered me a position and everything. I worked at the Public Service Careers Building doing like the files for the and the books for the fire academy, the police academy, and process technology, and it just wasn't for me. And so I stepped out on faith. And again, your gift will make room for you. And you know, a lot of people talk about the boss babe or the boss chick, and you have some talk about how some men don't want a boss chick. But what some people don't understand is, you know, like you were saying, it's either sink or swim.
Right.
Sometimes we don't have a choice. Sometimes we have no other option but to be independent. We have no other option but to be strong. It's not that's what we wanted to do, but being a boss nonetheless.
So what I heard was pretty much you felt you was on autopilot.
Yeah.
And you was just moving. And you was just going in the direction of everything you felt you needed to do. But until you had the time to kind of sit down and figure out what you would like to do, that's when you was able to develop a plan on what your next direction should be.
Right.
A lot of times that can be the problem.
Yeah.
We're doing what we feel we are supposed to do.
Yep.
And we're not thinking about, well, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to go to school. Yeah, I'm supposed to get a degree. Yeah, I'm supposed to get a car, get a home, get a job, make money.
Right.
Okay, well, what about when I'm tired?
Yeah.
What about when I just want to relax or just live? A lot of times we see things, especially with social media out, we see a lifestyle or a dream and feel that is where we're supposed to be at.
Right.
Without taking the time to think about, well, where are you at right now?
There you go.
What can I really accomplish? What can I really do? And then I sit back and think about, well, who are the people you have in your circle? Who are the people that you talk to, that you relate to, that you express to? These are the people that, you know, they say you are like the people you keep around you, that you hang around.
Right, birds of a feather.
So it's like, if I want to have more of a financial freedom or more of a space to evolve,
right,
you can't be around those that are not like-minded.
Come on.
That are not thinking on the same level as you. A lot of times that's when people have a smaller circle. If you notice, the ones that have a smaller circle have a bigger life.
Yeah.
Have a better life. The ones who are entertaining everybody and talk to everybody, hanging out all the time, a lot of times they don't have nothing. They're not goal driven, or they're not doing anything. It's more so the mindset. I had children young, but I had a bright future. I already had a mindset of, I'm going somewhere.
Right.
This is not my only stop.
Exactly.
This is just my first stop.
Right.
This is not the destination. This is just
the route.
This the route
we gotta take. Yeah.
And a lot of times I sit back and I think, man, why I had to go through all of that? Why did I have to go through all of that just to get here? And I sit back and I'm like, well, if I didn't go through that, would I know how to handle this?
Right.
Would I know how, like, for instance, my kids, not to say a lot, but that relationship was not healthy. And I had to go through the trials and tribulations of that unhealthy roller coaster so that I can know what it feels like to take a smooth ride.
Right. To know what's healthy.
To know what's healthy.
You have to know the difference.
I had to know the difference. But if I didn't go through that, how would I know? And I also sit back and think, like, people say, you want to have a soft life. I want to have a soft life, but I'm designed to be a boss.
Period.
I'm designed to be a leader.
That's it.
This is who I am.
Right.
That's soft to me.
There you go.
That's
everybody's soft is a different
Everybody's soft is different. Baby, this is plush.
Come on now.
This is who I am. This is me.
I love it.
It's like, yes, I want to have a husband. And my husband is great. Is a really good man.
Right.
And he came in where I was already. He didn't come in to try to change me or mold me.
Very important.
When I left my last relationship, I had 5 years of just being single. And throughout that time, yes, I dated, dib and dab a little bit.
Yeah.
And I found different types of guys. And the only reason I say this is because from a child, I was with the same person for 16 years. And then I said I left that and I gave myself an opportunity to date. You meet some crazy people out here. You meet some real crazy people.
Yeah,
but
I
a lot
agree.
of times you understand why you was meant to meet that person.
Right.
Why this person, was aligned to you. So that you can get a better understanding of who you are, what your morals are, and what you want out of life.
There you go.
Once I got with my husband, I realized this person is not trying to change me. A lot of men do not like women. I'm not even going to say empowered because I feel like everyone is powerful.
Right.
But a lot of men do not like women who have their own things.
Yeah.
Who have their own car, your own home, take care of your own kids.
Right.
I got my own money.
Yeah.
My goal when I date or when I met my husband was not to, let me find somebody that could take care of me I could feel kept.
Talk to us.
Nah, I went to go find someone that was gonna love me.
There you go.
And encourage me to support me. Not someone who was gonna feel intimidated by my abilities. This is who I am. You either want it or you don't. Take it or leave it. My husband came in. When we started dating, he was like, oh, you about to get a... This was when I was getting my first salon. You about to get a salon? Well, let me come in and help you paint.
Yeah.
You need me to build your stations? You need me to help you do anything? That man ain't never changed.
Yeah.
That's who he has always been.
Right.
Someone that wants to come in, help, and support.
Yeah.
Provide, and be there for you.
Right.
I didn't need someone to enable me.
Right.
I didn't need someone to come in and make me feel handicapped.
There you go.
Like, oh, I'm going to take care of everything. You don't got to do nothing.
Yeah.
Well, if you taking care of everything and I don't have to do nothing, then what do I have to give?
There you go.
What can I do for you?
Exactly.
Yeah, I could clean up. I could cook,
But he could do that for himself.
He could do that for himself.
Exactly.
When I met him, he was doing that for himself. So what do you need me for?
Right.
I mean, I got some good, but
Come on, girl.
that ain't enough. That's just not enough.
Yeah.
And I often told myself, this was when I was in my lowest stage or in my darkest phase.
Okay.
I used to say, dang, I want a man to do this. I want this man.
Yeah.
God can't send you Prince Charming if Cinderella didn't do the work.
Yeah.
I had to get on my knees. I had to figure out how to clean myself up, how to get me together, get my mental space right. Because how am I going to receive this great man if I didn't work on me?
There you go.
I had to take time to figure me out. And that also helps with the business as well. Because a lot of time, your personal issues can interfere in your business.
Yes.
If you're having issues with a car, then now you can't get to work.
Yeah.
Or if you're having issues with a home, or you can't get no sleep, now you go to work and you're tired. You don't have a smile on your face. You're not
taking them issues to work with you.
You're taking them to work with you.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to figure out how to channel and get me together, get my life on the right path so that I can have a successful business.
Right.
So that my family can live a great life.
Right. Right. I like that. I like that support part. And that's very huge for some men to understand about women that are bosses. Again, some of us didn't have a choice, but this is our life. And you're right. You do have some men that don't like women that have their own thing, because a lot of men use money to control the narrative of the relationship or the situationship, whatever it is. And not only that, a man does feel, he feels, he wants to feel needed. And so when you're dealing with a woman and, okay, she got a house, she got a car, she got money, well, damn, what I'm here for, you know?
That's your challenge.
There you go. But fair exchange ain't no robbery. You know what I mean? So if I'm coming in here and I can do the things that I need to do, because you got what they call the high value men today, or man today, and the first thing they say, well, I don't need a woman. Okay, well, when you meet a woman on your caliber that don't need you either, what do you do with her? What do you do with her? At that point, you really have to lay yourself out. You can't, it's not about your car, it's not about the money that you have. What men are afraid of, I feel like, I don't think it's more so much of intimidation. I think it's, damn, I really have to lay out who I am. I really have to pull me out, because the money ain't gonna do it, you know. And you have some men that love the woman with the children, that are needy, that are very dependent, because again, it gives them a sense of control. And so, you know, I see a lot of podcasts and a lot of talk, you know, when you have women that are in power positions or bosses and leaders, and you know, sometimes it's hard to find a good man. So that's good that, you know, God was able to bless you. And I was married, and my ex-husband was wonderful, a wonderful provider, especially. But as far as the emotional support and the part where they're not dreamers, because your husband, I believe, is an entrepreneur as well. And so you guys share that same spirit, so he can understand your lane. You got me? But if you have a corporate guy, I'm just going to throw this out here, an entrepreneur chick, because I had a conversation with a guy before, and he just came into the salon. We were just having small talk. And I was servicing him, and he asked me, would I give all of this up? He was like, if you met a man today that could provide everything that you need, would you give all of this up? And I was like, as far as the position go, me being inside a salon, yes. But I'm going to always have a hustle, because what some men don't understand too is, well, what if something happened to you?
Exactly.
What if it comes to a point where you can't provide? Then what are we going to do? I am that help me. You know, I'm not, and what they don't understand is, yeah, we bosses, but we do want to be soft. Like you say, it's real plush over here if you get to know the plush side.
If you get to know that side.
And we want to take that boss hat off. We want to kick our feet up and let them take the lead. Like, we really want that. But we're not going to, you have to make it worth that. You have to make it worth that sacrifice. For me to give all of this up, then you really got to stand up, be a stand-up guy.
I got to trust that I can do that.
There you go.
That's the part.
And that's another thing, you know, where they talk about, I don't know how we got our relationships, but, you know, they talk about the woman being safe. Well, I'm a root for the men here, too, because in a lot of relationships, men give up way more than we do. And I say that because they have to get the emotional support, financial support, all of the support we need, while still maintaining their issues and their feelings and what they're going through on a day-to-day basis. But men want to feel safe too. If he's going to open his bank account up to you, if he's going to open his home up to you, or create a home with you, or if he's going to, like you say, be in your corner, he has to feel safe too. Men don't want to sacrifice, just like we don't want to sacrifice. But what some corporate men don't understand, I'm going to leave it right here and we're going to move on, is that I'm a boss. You're a boss. You may see me doing all this and making all these moves. I make my own schedule, boo. You tell me what you need.
Exactly.
If I need to cater to you today, just tell me I need to cater to you today. If you want to go on vacation, just let me know ahead of time, baby. I can close the books down for you. I run this.
You make time for what you want.
There you go.
And if I want you, I'm going to make the time.
That's it. That's it. That's all. And we can shut it off at any time.
Exactly.
We can shut it off at any time. Period. And I love catering to my man. I love, or my significant other. That part, you know, and they like gifts, you know.
Let me tell you, I could be the biggest trick. I'm going to fly you out. What you want?
Period.
You need some new shoes, haircut. What you want? I'm going to do it all if you treating me right.
Right.
If you supporting me right.
Right.
Especially you come in and help me take care of some kids.
Yes.
What you want?
Okay.
You hungry?
That point. We talked about that, remember?
You hungry?
Yes, let me get in here. And we want to. And, I think every woman has a soft era of feminine. We feminine, but it has to be activated.
Exactly.
And that's what some men don't understand. Once it's activated, it's over. We want to, like you said, you coming in here and you lifting my load and you helping me out, and doing things that men do. You don't have to ask me to cook for you.
Exactly.
You don't have to ask me to do anything. I'm going to want to do that.
See, the difference is a lot of time when somebody come in, this is for anybody, friend, a coworker, a male. When somebody come to you, your guards are already up.
That's it.
They already up.
From experience.
So you have to make me feel a little bit more comfortable, a little trust for me to start slowly letting them down. They will come down.
Yes.
Because I'm in control of putting them up or down. But they can come down. But you have to reassure me that they worth coming down.
Reassurance.
That's all it is.
That's it.
When somebody come in your space, you got to feel them out a little bit. You don't just sit back and be like, I'm all here. Let me be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Let me cry for you. Let me, you're not finna
But you got some women, girl.
You do have some women that do that. You do have some women.
Ooh,
and I look at them a little bit.
Ooh, they simpletons, honey.
Like,
but they on a mission. It's just like showing up for a job, because some men feel like a submissive woman is a woman that just shuts up and just allows them to do what they want to do. But guess what? Nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. I always say that.
It's nothing
but
wrong.
It's a lot of people don't like their job.
It's a lot.
But guess what? They gonna show up and they gonna clock in. You know why? Because they know they got a check coming. It's the same thing in these relationships. They check in and they check out. You may have a man or a woman that you feel like is catering and being submissive and don't even like you. It's what you provide for them. They showing up to work. So why would I complain when I know I got a paycheck coming?
That's a good point. I never even looked at it like that. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I think you can be submissive and still be a boss.
You can. Absolutely.
It takes some work. It's a little challenging because you got to know when to take that hat off and when to put this submissive hat on.
But when you get a real boss, and a real man in your life, you're not even thinking about that.
That's exactly
you turn into a whole marshmallow.
I swear, as soon as I walk in the house and I take these shoes off, hey, babe.
There you go. We want to.
Yeah.
My crew used to be like, oh, girl, you talk to him and you just, girl, I love it. You know what I mean?
I want him to know that he had that effect on me. That's beautiful.
Part.
You want that person to know, oh, okay, when I walk in the room, look how she act. And I'm going to get in line.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in line.
All the way.
And when you leave, I'm going to be back. When you leave, I'm back her.
Yeah. And real men know what to do.
They do.
Just like real women know what to do. Nobody has to come in and tell us what to do.
Them, the ones that have to be told and given every single step, I question.
Yeah.
I'm not judging. I don't judge them because I'm like, hey, that might be part of your journey.
Yeah.
But I question, like, so you needed him to tell you that?
Yeah.
You needed him to come in? So you didn't know you needed to go to work? You didn't know you was going to be hungry?
Well, these youngsters these days, baby, they don't want to work. They want their lashes done. They want super long 35, 50-inch hair.
Yeah, and some of that is realistic.
They feel like they want a Prince Charming to come. But, I used to talk to some of the young girls in the shop, and I'd be like, listen, baby, just like you don't want a man at home, a real man don't want no woman at home.
And it just depends. Like, I know stay-at-home wives, and that is great. That is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. I feel like I saw an example of how it looks to stay at home and how it looks to get your own money. Both of them had pros and cons. I just decided to merge the two. The pro, on my opinion, if I'm staying at home, some other things I'm not receiving, like my own income.
Yeah,
I do care about that. Now I know a lot of people, like, hey, if he make the money, I don't have to worry about it. Me personally, because of traumas in the past, I know what it looks like to feel abandoned or feel neglected. And if I don't have my own stuff, I don't feel reassured that I'm going to have it. Now, that takes some trust in your partner, in which, of course, that is there, but sometimes it's just something inside you that says, you know what? Yeah, he make money, but what's wrong with us being a power couple?
That I want to help you again. When when you're dealing with a real woman and a real man, a real woman knows her role. It's not so much about him, oh girl, he do this, he do that. It's about him being able to brag to his boys, man, shoot, my girl did this. And you just want to help.
Now, what I can say is I would be a stay-home wife and making money in my sleep. Let me have a salon and other people working there, or some merchandise and it's being sold online or stocks and I don't have to physically leave my home to go make these funds.
Yeah.
That's probably something that could be, done.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could ever just say, you know what,
I'm gonna just shut this down.
Stop.
And I'm not. It's because it's not in you.
It's not.
It's just not in you to do.
And I love to see those who are comfortable enough to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I have relatives that like, I'm not going to work. I'm like, girl, that's good. I love that. You didn't have those challenges that I faced.
I would figure out something to do. Like, even when I'm off, I go crazy sometimes.
But that's us, That's just a instinct that we have inside of us, like as that leader, or that boss mentality is like, I can't just be still. I'm just not gonna do nothing.
I'll find something.
I'm gonna have to find something. Girl, I'm gonna start organizing shirts with the shorts with the pants. I'm gonna find something, and then I'm gonna be telling people, y'all want me to do y'all closet? Yeah, I charge $25. I'm gonna find a way to make some little money on the side or something.
Right. So I'm gonna really back you in just a little bit then. And so let me ask you a question. If it was anything that you could change, or if it was anything that you can go back and do different, is there something that you could think of that you would do different? That you, or something that you know now that you wish you knew then, or maybe not?
That's a really good question. Honestly, I have zero regrets, so I wouldn't really change anything. But if I could, I would probably choose to. I had the opportunity to go to cosmetology school in high school.
Okay.
Schools have that inside of the school. Yes. So I had that as an opportunity, and I walked past that.
Gotcha.
I didn't even see it as an option. I was like, I don't want to do hair. I didn't see that as an option. And then looking back, if I would have did that years ago, I probably wouldn't have to. I went to Ogle. You heard that? I went to Ogle school, and then you get financial aid, and then you paying fees and interest. Right. Had I did that in high school, probably wouldn't have to worry about that.
Right. I made my daughter get hers in high school, even though she's a nurse, and she always said she wanted to be one. But you got to have that fall back. And I knew it wasn't going to be a burden on her in high school like it would after she graduated.
Okay. And then, besides that, probably waiting to have children.
Okay.
Like, just knowing who I was 16 years ago. My interest wasn't focused in school.
Yeah.
It wasn't focused in education or life skills or any of that. It was focused on, I want me a boyfriend. I want to be outside.
That's every girl's. Yes.
I don't think at 16 years old would I have even thought where I'm thinking now. So to say would I have changed that, I wouldn't have known that it needs to be different.
Yeah.
But if I could, I would probably say, let me wait at least like 5 more years. Yeah. And get those experiences so that I didn't have to do them later in life.
Right.
Even though today is not affecting, because whenever I received the lesson, I received it.
Awesome. And so what advice would you give, let's say, somebody in our lane, an up-and-coming entrepreneur, or somebody that dreams of owning a braiding salon or doing hair? What type of advice would you give them?
I would tell them, do not hold back.
Right.
Talk to everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of times we are dreamers, right? We think about what we want to do, and we sit back and we just talk about it.
Yeah.
Some people say, keep your ideas to yourself. You don't want everybody in your business. Well, if you keep it to yourself, then how will you learn anything else? If I didn't talk to you, you wouldn't know anything about me for us to be at this place today.
Right.
So in my opinion, I feel like don't keep everything to yourself.
Right.
Talk.
Right.
talk to other people, talk to your clients, talk to your friends, family. Only thing they can do is give you a suggestion. They can't tell you what to do because they're not in your position.
Right.
But they can give you a suggestion or give you an idea, and you could take that idea and brainstorm on it, and you can decide, you know what, maybe I could try that. Right. There's no right or wrong way to develop a plan.
Right.
If anything, you just trying stuff. You just keep trying stuff.
Yeah.
Can I cut? Oh, I don't really know how to cut hair. I'd rather braid.
Yeah.
Can I color? I'm going to try color. That ain't my lane. I'd rather go back to braiding. Just keep trying every avenue until you realize what's for me. Right. Talk to everybody.
Right.
Before I developed Pamper Playground, I just talked to all my clients.
Right.
And they kept saying, well, try this. And then I would write.
Right.
I would put it in my notes. Ooh, such and such said, do this. That's a good idea.
And that's your market base. And you definitely want feedback from your market base. I think as you grow, though, too, like you were saying, when that circle gets smaller, you do have to be kind of selective because everybody's not going to be happy for you. Everybody's not going to give you good advice. And you do have some people that really, really take to heart people's opinions and suggest, and sometimes people can kill a dream. So, but I follow you on that too. But I think as we grow and as we mature and as we build, we become selective.
I agree.
Because you have to be able to distinguish, okay, are they really for me? Are they here? Is it a motive involved? Do they really want to see me win? Because you got a lot of people that really just don't want to see you win. They'll act like it.
I agree. I feel like you determine what you can handle.
Yes.
If you feel like some conversations can alter your decisions, then maybe you should be very selective on the conversations you choose to have.
Right.
But if you feel like, you know what, I don't care about what people think, because they going to hate on you whether if you do good or bad.
Period.
If I make $1 million, what's she about to spend her money on?
Yeah.
They gonna hate on me regardless. So the idea of, do you care what other people think?
That part.
That's what you determine within yourself.
Yes.
Does other people's opinion determine what your next step is going to be?
Right.
That's where you determine that within yourself.
Right.
Me, I'm not going to lie, I'm very solid. You could tell me today that's not going to work. I'm still going to try it because I got to believe that for myself.
There you go.
What you just told me may not be what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you why you feel that way. And then you tell me why, and I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to process it, and I'm going to understand, well, do you have that complication? Is that an issue for you?
Right.
If that's not something...
most times it is.
Sometimes it is.
If a person can't see a vision for themselves, they definitely won't be able to see the vision for you. And you have to be solid.
You got to be.
You have to be. You know, my mama used to always say, baby, as long as they talking, you doing something right.
Exactly.
She says when they stop talking, is that you need to be worried
exactly.
about.
my goal, when I walk in a room, I say, oh, they going to know who Bree is by the time I walk out.
Yeah.
I plan to at least show my face, dress accordingly, make sure when I walk out of there, somebody is going to say, y'all know that girl Bree?
Yeah.
She got a salon, or she do kids hair, or they follow me on Instagram. If I didn't walk in that room and tell you who I was, I did not do my job.
Yep. There you go.
That is my whole role as being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I am supposed to step out. I am supposed to be an example. I'm supposed to be a leader. That is who I believe I'm supposed to be, and that's what I'm going to do.
And you have to market yourself.
Have to market myself.
There's nobody out here marketing us for us.
That is the brand.
You know, we are the brand, and we definitely have to market. I have really, really, really enjoyed this today. I knew this was going to be a good interview. And again, I just love everything that you're doing. Do you have anything coming up? What do you have coming up? Like what's new? What's popping? I know you were saying something about the expansion.
Yes. So Pamper Playground. Right now we're just in a suite. A 3-person suite, but we are expanding and moving to a new location. Okay. We'll still be on Southwest Houston. Okay. But we'll be more local to 59. Okay. To the freeway. Okay. And we are adding a nail tech. So now it will not just be Pamper Playground Hair Salon, but now it is Pamper Playground Salon and Spa.
I like that.
So that is one of the things that we are doing new. And by the new year, we are actually about to start having merch, like T-shirts, bonnets, hoodies, things like that we know the kids like, little backpacks.
Babies. Yes, I love it.
You know, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell the people how they can reach Miss Bree or Pamper Playground.
Okay, so they can reach us on our website, www.pamperplayground.com, or you can find us on our handles, Instagram. You can go to Pamper Playground, the Instagram page, or if you're looking for me directly, I'm Bree Did It. But we have other stylists. So if you go to the Pamper Playground Instagram, you'll see a list of the other stylists in our bio.
Shout out to the other stylists in the salon.
D, Nick, Lala.
Come on, y'all. Come
Mary.
Because it's nothing like a team. It's nothing like a team and that support system. We definitely need it in this game. I appreciate your hustle.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for taking time out of your day and your schedule to come here and sit with me. I am super honored, and we'll definitely have you back.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here, honestly. This is my first time coming to do a podcast, and I was shocked you even asked me to come. And not only did you ask me to come, you text my husband, hey, can you tell her to call me? And I was like, dang, she going through all these measures to get me to come. Let me see, because all I did was talk to her. I appreciate that. And I'm happy that whatever I said grabbed your attention. Because I think you're a really good person. Your spirits are really good. And I'm happy that we was aligned to be sitting here talking to each other.
Right. Nothing happens by chance.
Exactly.
Well, like you said, you made me know who you were.
Thank you.
Because I met your husband first. You know, we was conducting some business, and then I met you. Yeah. And then we talked till the sun went down. Girl,
I wasn't even ready to leave. If I didn't have to go get my baby, I would have still been sitting
and
there.
And when I got upstairs and I sat there and I just thought about it again, it was so many things in you that reminded me of me. And the hustle. We in the same lane. And I love the support. We have to support each other in this game, because you have a lot of us that don't and that won't.
Exactly.
I don't look at a person as competition, because, again, I have my own thing. What's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. But I wish you the best.
I know
you're going to do awesome. I'm going to have to come out and visit the playground.
Yes.
And I have some things coming up too that I'm going to share with you. We'll be in touch on that, because, like I said, I'm kind of on the downside of the business, and so I have a hell of a book of business. So we're going to connect on that note, and so. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude our show today.
Right.
This episode is brought to you by Pamper Playground. Miss Bree here today is our sponsor, and we thank you for your time, and thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.